Hey there LT Gamers, it's Luke, and today we're celebrating all things Slitherine, a company that we're very grateful to, who supported us from day one with keys and everything we've ever needed, so thank you to you. Now this video isn't sponsored by Slitherine, but we have partnered with them to bring you a 10 key giveaway. I have keys for Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, Scramble Battle for Britain, Combat Mission Shock Force 2, Distant Worlds 2, and Master of Magic. All you have to do is put your favourite Slitherine games in the comments below or say something nice. We'll give you an entry, and maybe if you jump over to the Slitherine Next, which is on Tuesday the 10th, leave a comment there, we'll give you a double entry. Just remember that if you're watching this video, you're probably not subscribed. Make sure to hit that button. It gives us amazing opportunities to do these giveaways and work with these amazing companies. So let's keep growing. Hit the button, bell notifications, comment, like, all that stuff. We really appreciate it. During that Slitherine Next on the 10th of December, they're going to announce a brand new fantasy strategy game with a really powerful franchise, and they've told me it's not Warhammer. Very exciting stuff. They're also going to give us a release date for Broken Arrow, a game I know many of you are excited about, and they're going to show a new territory mode for Starship Troopers Terran Command. There's DLC releases for Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector in the Astra Militarum, Gladius with the Ultima Founding, and also Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. So make sure to check out that Slitherine Next, leave a comment on their video, and we'll give you an extra entry into the competition for the 10 games. Now we have focused on games that have come out in 2024 or have DLC. My favourite Slitherine game of all time is probably Command Modern Operations. That won't feature on this list, we're just featuring some more up-to-date titles. Okay, so me and Tom are going to jump in together to do a celebration of our top 10 Slitherine favourite games to play in 2024. Kicking off the list, we have Headquarters World War II, which is a fast-paced, turn-based strategy game set during the Battle of Normandy. It combines tactical depth with accessible gameplay, challenging players to master battlefield positioning, terrain advantages, and unit management. Players can take control of the USA, UK, or Germany across plot-driven campaigns and skirmish scenarios. Command your troops, assign heroes, and leverage unique headquarters skills to outmaneuver the enemy. There's dynamic combat mechanics, interactive environments, detailed armor mechanics, and multi-elevation maps, all adding to a sense of immersion. It has that challenging tactical depth with the atmospheric World War II setting and those awesome destructible environments. However, it is a little bit limited in scope, primarily focusing on the Battle of Normandy. Good title overall.
Next, we're calling all strategy fantasy fans, it's time to channel your inner wizard with Master of Magic. This is a faithful remake of the cult classic turn-based strategy game where you take on the role of a powerful wizard commanding mystical spells, legendary heroes, and a variety of fantasy races. And the goal is to claim the title Master of Magic. Everything fans loved about the original is here, the spells, the heroes, the items, the races, it's all been lovingly recreated. The exciting part is, in 2024, it brought us the Scourge of the Seas expansion, and it's excellent. With new wizards, races, and heroes, plus brand new challenges across the mystical seas, the game is feeling more alive than ever. So whether you're building an unstoppable magical empire, or diving headfirst into the new epic naval battles, there's a lot to unpack with this one. Check it out.
Set in the gritty post-apocalyptic Terminator Dark Fate universe, okay, that's probably a downside already. Defiance is a real-time strategy game where your decisions shape the survival of humanity. However, if we take that timeline and put it to one side, this is actually a pretty damn good game. Players step into the shoes of a commander in the Founders, fighting not just against the machines, but also rival human factions vying for dominance. There's a single-player campaign where you lead the remnants of the US military against Legion's AI-driven machine network in a series of challenging missions, and also possibly the future in real life. But here at LT Gaming, at least we're a list channel that isn't AI, or so you think. Maybe this Bristol accent, it's probably an AI Bristol accent, who knows. My pirate accent, as someone called it the other day, but hey, what can I do? This title has some really nice graphics and sound effects that help immerse you in the world of Terminator. There is a steep learning curve here as there is some unusual mechanics for an RTS, but if you're a fan of the genre, definitely check this one out.
Let's talk about Field of Glory Kingdoms next, a 4X grand strategy gem that hit the scene this year in June, and the same day Slitherine celebrated the franchise with its very own Field of Glory Day. This one is taking us all the way back to 1054, right after the Great Schism, plunging you into a rich, complex medieval world. If you're into games like EU4, Total War, or just grand strategy in general, Field of Glory Kingdoms is the perfect way to shake things up. It's not about replacing those games, but it will give you something fresh to dive into. A new perspective with just the right amount of depth and accessibility. For returning fans of the Field of Glory Empires, there's going to be a lot to love with this one. The game builds upon its predecessor with exciting new features that expand the experience, while also simplifying and streamlining parts of the gameplay. Familiar yet fresh. With the franchise promising bigger things for the future, Field of Glory Kingdoms is one you don't want to miss. If you like to strategize, immerse yourself in medieval intrigue, this game is calling your name.
Next up, we have Starship Troopers Terran Command, where you step into the boots of the mobile infantry and defend humanity against the arachnid menace in this real-time strategy game based on the Starship Troopers film universe. Starship Troopers Terran Command challenges players to manage their forces, optimize army composition, and tactically position units to exploit terrain and lines of sight while battling waves of arachnids. With a blend of fast-paced action and strategic depth, the game captures the spirit of the classic franchise. It's a faithful adaptation of the Starship Troopers universe, however, on the downside, there's limited unit variety which may become repetitive over extended play. Overall though, if you do want to play a classic style RTS, this is a really strong title with a great franchise behind it. And I have to say, my partner, she really loves this film. Of all the things I've forced on her over the years, okay, that sounded kind of wrong, I didn't mean it that way. Of all the things I've made her watch, from Star Wars to Star Trek, I think this is one of the things she enjoyed the most.
Let's dive into Distant Worlds 2 next, a game that feels absolutely massive, and it just got even better this year. It's a pausable, real-time 4X space strategy game that gives you the depth of a turn-based epic, but with the smooth flow of real time. Now, with the launch of the Return of Shakturi DLC in October, things have reached a whole new level. This is the first major expansion that adds an endgame crisis, bringing dramatic twists to the galaxy. It has a rich story, new gameplay features, and loads of improvements to elevate the experience. Fair warning, Distant Worlds 2 is not for everyone. If you've ever wished Stellaris went full crazy hardcore mode, this is going to be your game. The scale is colossal, the mechanics are deep, it plays slow, but that's what makes it shine for me. Every decision ripples through the galaxy, and it takes time and resources to show real consequences. With the new DLC, it's never been better, and this is a great time to jump in to Distant Worlds 2 if you want your next obsession. Let's talk Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of War next. This is the first ever turn-based 4X strategy game set in the grim dark universe of Warhammer 40,000, and it drops you straight into a planet torn apart by terror and violence, with different unique factions fighting tooth and claw for control over resources, and it's up to you to lead one of them to dominance. The thing with this one is Gladius is not just a 4X game, it feels like a tightly focused, action-packed, turn-based 4X war game, and honestly it's one of the best I've played in this style. The tactical, combat-driven gameplay is where Gladius really shines. 2024 made things even better with the Demolition Pack DLC, which introduces 11 new powerful units designed to tear down your enemy's defenses, shake up your strategies. More tools, more explosions, and more ways to dominate the battlefield. If you're a fan of Warhammer 40k or just love tactical, combat-heavy games, Gladius is absolutely worth your time. We've done a bigger review on it, so you can always check that out on the channel, but you should grab your faction, plan your moves, and take the fight to the others on Gladius Prime. It's a battle you don't want to miss.
Moving ever onwards, we have Scramble, Battle of Britain, which offers a unique tactical dogfighting experience set during the intense aerial combat of 1940. A subject I think which is very close to my heart. I've always loved the Battle of Britain, the classic film, and also the story of heroism of defending the island. This turn-based strategy game does it justice by combining the chaos of dogfights with methodical planning and cinematic execution. Players control a squadron of fighters, crafting detailed maneuvers and analysing the aftermath in a 3D airspace with stunning visual fidelity. This game only hit early access in October. It looks really strong and I'd love to feature it more on the channel, so keep an eye out for that one. It looks great if you're into aerial combat, strategy and turn-based tactics.
Alright, let's talk about Combat Mission Shock Force 2, a game that puts you right in the heart of modern warfare. You're commanding US Striker and Heavy Brigade combat teams in the intense deserts of Syria, facing a whole range of different threats. If you're looking for a realistic tactical challenge, this game delivers big time. You've got a lot of options within the game. You have the campaign, which is called Task Force Thunder. You can tackle one of the meticulously designed battles, or you have the unlimited quick battle option, so there's a lot to test your strategic skills. Now let's be real, this isn't a game for those who want fast-paced action. It's deep, it's tactical, and there's nothing else quite like it out there on the market. Sure, the UI feels like it's from another era, and the performance isn't exactly top tier. At its core though, this game is about the experience, crafting strategies, making tough calls, and watching your decisions unfold on the battlefield.
And finally on this list we have one of my favourite games in Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, which is a turn-based strategy game set in the grimdark universe of the 41st millennium. Yes, my voice got a little deeper there. Players command armies in brutal battles, develop units, field legendary heroes, and utilise devastating abilities to achieve victory. You can follow the Blood Angels in a 20-mission, single-player epic campaign dealing with the aftermath of the Tyranid invasion of Baal Secundus, and it's not easy, it's definitely a challenging game. There's the skirmish mode, which I've played over and over again, where you can customise battles with selectable factions, unit objectives and maps for endless replayability, and definitely the reason I return to the game often. They recently added planetary supremacy mode, where you conquer procedurally generated skirmishes in a conquest style campaign where resource management and strategic decisions are critical. Also, feel free to add to the game with the various DLC, including the Astra Militarum, which is upcoming. I'm very excited about that one. It's a really faithful representation of Warhammer 40,000 lore and aesthetic, and just a great game overall that I highly recommend. So there we go, LT gamers, that was our top 10 favourite games of Slitherine to play in 2024. We really appreciate you. I've been Luke from LT Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.